America, a land of promises and immigrants. And in the heartland of this nation of opportunity, Minnesota, a state that has been welcoming immigrants since the middle of the 19th century. Over the past 150 years, Minnesota has received immigrants from countries all around the world. And while it is well known that Germans, Swedes, and Norwegians comprise the bulk of the state's earliest immigrants, few are aware that some of Minnesota's earliest immigrants were Muslims. In fact, historical records indicate a Muslim presence in the state going as far back as the 1880s. This is not surprising, considering that the country's first mosques were built here in the Midwest, right in Minnesota's own backyard. Minnesota's rich history of welcoming immigrants from all corners of the globe, alongside Muslims who are born in the United States, has given shape to a Minnesota Muslim community represented by a diverse range of ethnic and national backgrounds. Yet, the diverse and unique backgrounds of this vibrant community are not well known. In order to fill this gap with support from the Minnesota Historical Society, the Islamic Resource Group set out to capture and convey the Muslim experience in Minnesota through oral interviews and photographic portraits. Minnesota Muslims are making an ever-growing impact on the affairs of the state and the nation, from the first Muslim congressman to the largest Somali Muslim population in the United States. Capturing the experience of Minnesota Muslims through their own voices is not only crucial for relaying an integral part of Minnesota history to future generations, but also as an invaluable tool for Minnesotans to understand the religions and cultures of their neighbors. This oral history project provides greater insight into Minnesota Muslims by answering questions like, where did they come from?
I grew up in Chaska, Minnesota. I was born in Shakopee and raised in Chaska.
I was born in South Africa and moved to Minnesota 15 years ago.
I was born in Somalia, Bur'o, North Somalia.
I'll start right from my birth, which took place in Bakersfield, California in 1947.
I was born in Africa, in Uganda, in the capital city, Kampala.
I was born and raised here in Minneapolis. I am a Japanese American.
As far as my background, I'm about as Lake Wobegon as one gets. I grew up on a farm in Stearns County, Minnesota.
What brought them here?
I came to the United States in 1950. I came as a student at the University of Minnesota.
I migrated seeking democracy and freedom when our dictator Saddam Hussein addressed the people back in the 70s, asking them, if you are not with me, you are against me. I left.
When the Civil War started, I was in Mogadishu. It was a tough life. When you witness a lot of horror with the Civil War, all you can do is find someplace safe for you to run.
What do Minnesota Muslims have to say about life in the land of 10,000 lakes?
Minnesotans have that wonderful connection with each other because of the environment that we live in, and we know how it is to struggle way more than other states. Just because I'm Muslim doesn't mean I'm living like a totally different life, even in Minnesota. You know, I'm doing the same thing. I bring out my boots, I shovel the driveway, I gotta scrape my car. You know, we're all doing the same thing, and we all appreciate the same things.
And what does it mean to be Muslim in Minnesota? What it means to be Muslim in Minnesota, to me, would be similar to what it means to be a Christian in Minnesota, a construction worker in Minnesota, a high school football player in Minnesota. There's going to be such a wide range of experiences. And yet I think as you cut across that wide range of experiences, there will be a consistent feeling, a genuine sense of opportunity and community that exists here in Minnesota that is very much unlike any other place in the country. It's very unique to Minnesota. For a free DVD on the Muslim experience in Minnesota or to schedule a presentation, contact the Islamic Resource Group at irgmn.org. IRG is your trusted source in building bridges of understanding through education.